It's on to match 75 right here. It's Manila Digger and Davao Aguilas UMak. The race continues for the final series and for teams, of course, to make it to the top of the table. A big thank you for joining us as we come to you from the Binyan Football Stadium. This is Claro Manzano, your commentator for this evening, and you are catching this one on matchday.ph. So do make sure to subscribe so that you can continue to catch your Philippines Football League action non-stop. And it's a big win again, Manila Digger, coming off that feel good and that massive result over Kaya FC Iloilo. Well, Davao, on the other hand, did come off a draw as of late. Manila Digger did lead or top the table temporarily, but Kaya FC Iloilo did have a match on hand. Hence, as a result of Kaya's win yesterday versus Menjola, Digger back to number 2, but they are well in the hunt of topping the standings. Let's take a look at Davao. As you see, they are outside of the top 4. But they've been playing catch-up as of late. They still have their work cut out, but this team has changed their identity as of late or in the holiday break because of, simple as this, results not going their way. So they've been grinding it out in wins. They've become a physical team too. Let's remember, Manila Digger, with their African influence, have that style. So potentially, teams will look to outmuscle the other in this game. And for Digger, they are the favorite squad heading into this one. When you look at things on paper, it is a 4-3-3. Kevin Ibene Mokata will lead the attack up front. Dylan Batafem will be on the right wing. And there is Kenji Nishoka on the left. And let's see, of course, how the midfield of Filonco, Guy, and Mane will be able to link up with them, as Juve and Jarvis will be the anchors on defense, as Tanico and Ibarle have been on a roll in whipping in crosses and bagging assists. Same formation for Coach Abarosgal. If there is Bene Mukata, there is the workhorse in Robert Lopez Mendy. Davao has been able to get Robert Lopez Mendy going again in that system of Coach Abarosgal. Yuri Talapon, Troy Limbo flank Robert Lopez Mendy. Jamaray Sapal, Gabe Costa, and Hussein. That's Lukman Hussein will be that trio in the midfield. Ferrer and Miggy Clarino. Or see, that's OJ Clarino actually playing on the other side of Nicolas Ferrer Jr. As there is Miggy Clarino and Dodong Villarreal playing at center. So there's the Clarino brothers who will be figuring in this game today in that back line of theirs. And as we've said on paper, Davao's the underdog in this matchup, but it's all to play for at the end of the day. Why? Because Gabe Costa has been on a roll here for the Aguilas. But if Gabe Costa has been on a roll, there's Kevin Ibene Mokata. We'll talk about his form later on. But we cannot wait for this matchup to start nonetheless. And over the course of this game, we'll also talk about the form of our teams competing, or over the course of this broadcast. Let's remember, earlier today, we did get to see a close-fought match between Stallion Laguna and Loyola FC. Loyola unable to break their winless skid, but did manage to bag a point against number 4 ranked Stallion. No clean sheet, or a clean sheet was not dished out earlier today. But will that be the case in this final match of not just the day, but of the weekend? It's all to play for, and we are going to find out. And when we were talking about the different categories, or let's go through it now. Sekou Basise leads the Golden Boot race with 16 goals to his name. But with the golden, with the top scorers of our teams, Gabriel Costa and Lopez Mendy have 7 each. Lopez Mendy did score a number of his goals with Kaya FC Iloilo. That is 3 goals to be exact for Kaya FC Iloilo, and the other 4 coming while he was playing for Davao already. Out of his 7 goals, 4 have come against Menjola FC. That's regardless of team he was playing for. Let's remember, he's the captain again here for them. That means he's that locker room presence for this squad. But speaking of Manila Digger, yes, we did say there's Sekou Cisse, but Ziggy Tanico leads the way when it comes to assists. And right behind him, our teammates Modo Mane, Eric Giganto, and Usman Kai. A long list as we will take it to the pitch for our pre-match walk-in.
Davao, Aguilas, UMak, FC.
Ito na po mga match officials natin ngayong gabi. Let's get to it. Si Chris Mark Lanyola ay ang referee natin ngayon. Si Paul Galicia at sila Relly Balila ay ang ating linesmen. Si KB Nanyola ay ang fourth official. Si Ray Ritaga ay ang referee assessor. At si Miss Christina Ramos ay ang ating match commissioner. Mga team captain ngayon, si Dini Barley para sa Manila Digger, nakadilaw po sila. At Robert Lopez Mendy para sa Davao Aguilas, UMak FC. Just a toss coin to determine which way or how will we start this game. And Davao will be in all white. Manila Digger will be in yellow and black. Referee's off to inspect our goal nets before we kick this one off. All right, we have some fans here for Davao. Well, there are fans oftentimes here, but they're the vocal fans who are coming to catch the action. It seems we'll be switching goals to start off this game. It's an identical 4-3-3 as you did get to see earlier for the two coaches, so it will be work rate and skill that will spell the difference. We've been mentioning players on a roll so far. Yes, there is Mike Caso who did come over during the transfer window. Other than that, Ziggy Taninko is already part of Digger in the earlier stages of the season, but he's been on a roll, as we've said, but words there do not do justice because Taninko has 6 assists so far in this season, most of them actually coming in the first half of this tournament. But we actually did a recount or did a double check. Oli Bias and Eric Giganto, Oli Bias of Montague, Eric Giganto of Manila Digger, did lead the league after the first round with 4 assists each. But we are underway now. Robert Lopez Mendy kicked off the match. Davao got the ball to start, but it seems that Digger opted for field. You get to choose your attacking direction or start the game with possession. Throw in taken quickly already down the line. Kevin Ibene Mokata. And a similar style of play with Robert Lopez Mendy for Davao. The two are steamrollers, locomotives, or bulldozers with a sports car engine. It's your choice actually to pick from that list. As Dini Watara will resume play. May goal kick po siya. Simultaneously with this game, well actually their game kicked off at 6 o'clock p.m. So they are going to play or they are going to play, or Davao, or the game in Cebu, where Dynamic Herb Cebu and Maharlika at the gig is actually in the second half, more or less. Well, what is big here is that Paulo Bugas is not playing for Davao Aguilas. Paulo Bugas, as we know, has a following for his Team Pab community online. Gabriel Costa took a hit to the torso, the abdomen. There's the extension from the Digger players. They were trying to go for the ball. That's not how you want to start the game. You're one of the lead attacking players of Davao, and you take a hit like that. Dini Barle, he's throwing down the line, was stopped by Audrey Clarino. Let's remember, 2 of 4 members of the Davao backline, the Clarino brothers. What's the call here? It will go the way of Digger once more. Let's see how the two teams will be able to get a feel for this game. Gabriel Costa knocked it. Ferrer Jr. He wants to go long and test the defense. Modo Juf sent it to the side. Noy Filonco says, teka lang. And as we say that, he just opted to go. But the offside flag is up here. That would have been spectacular though if that counted. No, but let's rephrase that, of course. The flag was raised already. And Davao's defense, they knew what they were doing. Let's just put it this way, Kevin and Benny Mokata did show great skill with the ball. Watara takes his time. It's a goal kick. Oh, not a goal kick, but it is a free kick. Pretty much from the midfield where Ebene Mokata was flagged offside. What is interesting is that Sekou Cisse is listed as not playing today. That's how stacked the Digger squad is of Diggers. There was a collision. Clarino cleared it. It only went as far as Dine Barle, or his opposing fullback. They're playing on the same side. Barle left back, Audrey Clarino right back. Hossein trying to secure it. Ebene Mokata. Costa winning it. But it is a foul against the Aguilas. And that is Boss Basliu of Digger. Their very hands-on assistant coach who got out of the technical area to give the ball back to his players. Our fourth official, KB Ranyola, telling him to get back. You just can't resist sometimes with the ball heading your direction of giving it a kick and back to the players. Here's Nishoka. Kenji's gonna send it in. A dummy though. The cross. Hossein. Ferrer Jr. unideal with that. The cross though was looking good. And now it's a foul against Manila Digger. It'll be Davao's turn to roll the dice. Here's the cross from Modo Mane. But it was repelled by the Davao D. Dodong resumes this game and played it long. He was the man who won that penalty versus Stallion Laguna, his former team. But Dodong has been with Davao for about a season or so already. And we can say he put his body on the line just to win that penalty. Sometimes, well, there are those players, of course, or it's a physical sport. It's all part of the game. And not being afraid to put your body or risk your body. As we saw, Yori Delapo's shot was definitely wide. That's why Mike Asong played it short now. Jordan Jarvis ducking there. He just got it to Mike Asong, given that he could volley it long. Moromane is saying to play it wide to Dean. But Hossein did foul Usman Guy. Moru Juf. He did get the man of the match versus Kaya FC in that win. They did get to score, but Juf helped them. And Juf, along with Asong, played quite a game. He was the anchor of that defense. Gabriel Costa got it to Lopez Mendy. But Kenji Nishoka got to win it and hit it back to Jarvis. Villarreal chested it. He'll try to join, or he just linked it to Hussein. And we expected this game to be absolutely physical, as we described, of course, or as we mentioned in the pregame. It will be Dini Watara. We were mentioning Coach or Boss Pasliu of Digger. He's their assistant coach. He's hands-on, given he'd stand at the technical area to oversee things also. But it's Coach Kim Versales who is the head coach for Manila Digger. That was off of Gabriel Costa, but it rolls out. This wave unsuccessful for Davao offensively. It's a stop for Digger. Speaking of Mike Asong in clean sheets, he has 3 already, and he just joined again in the transfer window. Asong picked up clean sheets versus Kaya. Went a gig in Minjola. Minjola team he spent a great amount of time with. Quite some numbers too quite some numbers for the roadside crew catching the game, as you could see with their cars parked. It's free to catch the game from roadside. And it is 150 pesos to join us in the grandstand right here of the Binyan Football Stadium. Nishoka tried to secure. We thought there was too much power. There was the collision with Dalapo. Here was Nishoka winning it. And Dalapo just bulldozing Nishoka. It's a foul that will go the way of Davao now. As expected, plenty of fouls. Stop and go nature in this game. Lopez Mendy. Costa to Dalapo. Wanting to play it into the goalkeeper box. Dalapo sent his apologies. Not the best of efforts from him. Very calm from Mike Asong. Very routine. Hussein, rather than playing center back, is playing in that holding midfield position now. And then Gabriel Costa is an attacking midfield, or the attacking midfielder. Felonco with that ball came off of Chomaray Sapal. And Felonco took a fall. Dalapo's been bodying up a number of players actually as of late. Here's a look at that fall or hit to Felonco. First, there's the ball that was blocked by Sapal. And Dalapo body checking Noy Felonco. Usman Guy, but it's stopped by Sapal. He'll bring it up now. Troy Limbo on the left. His family in attendance as always. Very supportive of them. Sapal got it to the back line. They will cycle it. They will build up from the back. They'll stretch the Digger defense. Villarreal to Dalapo. These are two top homegrown players here. Dalapo versus Ebarle. OJ Clarino could not connect with Yuri. Moromane driving it. Clarino got the stop. OJ to be precise. Costa now. OJ making a run. Dalapo somehow got it to Costa. Still with Gabriel. But he stopped here. Dini Barle. Bene Mokata. He's had to drop down now. There's a man on Modo Mane. Bene Mokata. Couldn't get it to Wampatafem. It's that battle now in the midfield. Yuri. Driving by. Past Nishoka. There's Dini Barle to support. And Barley approved of that effort of Nishoka. He's had to put in some work on the wing as of late. Let's remember again, the Philippine men's national football team will be playing at New Clark City Athletic Stadium on March 25. They'll be squaring off with Maldives. Follow the men's national football team on social media for your details. Tickets for the grandstand are actually free, as there's an unsuccessful bicycle kick from Gabriel Costa. Don't try that at home first, kids. These are professionals. Just follow your coaches first. No bicycle kicks. Don't try it at home. Don't try it in school. Jarvis. He'll try to support the build-up. Speaking of families, there's also Jordan Jarvis with the constant support of his family here. Modo Juf. Straight to the back of Costa though. Dalapo. Costa. Quick passing here. Lopez Mendy had to retreat. Hossein. OJ. Sapal. Felonco. Dek Lopez Mendy. That's why there's a foul. And it's not often you see Robert Lopez Mendy fall, come to think of it. Hossein. Off of Felonco. Digger want a handball. It will be a throw in for Davao, the team in white. Digger in yellow. And their yellow shirts, yellow socks, and black shorts. Throw in taken long by OJ. Dodong's clearance was skied. Ben Mokata getting past Hossein, dribbling through the defense. But Dodong Villarreal did get that. Ziggy Taninko did get to head that. It will still stay with Davao though. The throw into resume play. Ebarle gave it to Mane. Felonco to Jarvis. Usman Guy. And as they pass it back, Troy Limbo, but pressing at the moment. Same goes for Robert Lopez Mendy. Modo Juve got to evade him. Modo Mane now. You have to applaud the composure of Digger with the ball. And as we say that, commentators curse. It went to Costa. Sapal knocked it to Troy Limbo. He'll go for it wide. And yes, confirmed it was wide. It will be a corner kick though. Here's a look at that. Gabe Costa winning it in the attacking mid-roll. And then Troy Limbo's shot was blocked by Jarvis. It'll be a corner kick. Also, Troy Limbo will be the man tasked with taking it. He took it short as they whipped in that cross. Costa! Almost, but not quite. Here's a look at that. That caught everybody by surprise because of the speed of the execution. It hit the shoulder, and it came off a defender. A close one though. Digger flirting or playing with fire there. It'll continue to go the way of the Aguilas now. And with our updated Golden Boot race, there's a joint. There's Shuto Komak and Finn McDaniel of Kaya and Stallion respectively with 10 goals each. And they trail Sekou Basise, but Sekou Basise has not seen or will not see action today. It's been a while actually since Sekou Basise scored for Manila Digger. So Cisse outright, the leading scorer still of Manila Digger, but there's Usman Guy, another dangerous player in Modo Mane. Mane with 9 goals so far this season. Usman Guy with 7. Let's talk about Davao's leading scorers also later on, although we also did mention them earlier. It'll be a corner kick. Here's the outswinger. Kevin almost got it. Dodong headed it out just to make sure that Digger's attack is unable to get it. Here's a look at that. It did get to graze the head of Kevin Abene Mokata. Modo Juf was denied by his opposing center back, Dodong Villarreal. It's an all-Filipino back line here for Davao. We've seen that a number of times already in this season. It will be a corner, but on the other side. Just some usual reminders from Chris Mark Nanyola to these players, given the physicality. That is why he is having a chat here with Miggy Clarino and one of the players of Digger. The conversations continue. The Usman Guy, the player getting involved with for Digger. Played short by Taninko. This is what he likes to do. It came off a Digger. But Watara was shaken up. And players here unhappy. And Modo Juf was on the receiving end of some pushing from Miggy Clarino. Was not happy with the way his goalkeeper Dini Watara was hit. But Watara's back on his feet. Or got back on his feet quickly. As expected, Robert Lopez Menti pacifying things. Watara and Juf showing some love now. Juf explaining himself. Miggy Clarino there to defend or protect his goalkeeper. Well, here was that dangerous ball from Taninko. It came off a fellow Digger. Juf got into the collision there with Watara. Miggy Clarino was unhappy with that. And brother OJ was the pacifier. But it will resume because of that foul. Will Watara do the dance? For those, of course, who are just hearing about that for the first time, Dini Watara would dance at times when his teammates would score. He cannot do the scoring. He's a goalkeeper. So he's just celebrating it with them. Definitely iconic. But Watara not the only player who would dance out of celebration. We've seen this season there's Solomon Okereke of Wantagig. He'd bring out the dance moves when he'd score. Let's remember, he's an attacking player though. You gotta love the passion from these guys. 25% into this game, it's still goalless between Manila Digger and Davao. Throw in down the line from OJ. It went to Dalapo. It's crowded here on the right. They wanted to persist though. That's to no avail. Benny Mokata won it. Clever though, they got it to Mane with the physicality. Or Davao did get to keep up there and contain Digger with their physicality. But Lukman Hussein was not happy there. He's expecting or trying to egg on his teammates more. It's to Asong now. Mike Asong plays it long. A successful player, or a player who was successful with Sambetta's program. And then it's a foul here against Digger. As their supporters getting into it now. This one will be from quite a distance though. It's not Ziggy Taninko range to whip in across. This ball in the center. Coach Kim, you see in a cap in the technical area of Digger. Making some adjustments. They want to play this one to perfection. As we know, set pieces, that's something you can control or rehearse in a game or for a game. Off of Lopez Mendy. Kevin got to head it. But not a problem for Dini. Very routine for him. Costa almost got to get it, but it's a foul against Davao. Coach Aber looks on, but it's Digger with the initiative, or they're the ones dictating play. Will it be another man of the match performance for Modu Juve? But all that matters for them is the win. And Dini gets this ball again. And then now it's a Digger. Now it's a player for Manila, Digger down. Modumani there to plead the case of their team. Chris Marcagnola having a chat with his linesman. Chris Marcagnola, now the most famous guy in Binyan, and he called or pointed to the spot. Very interesting. Because in that scenario, normally, it is, or in that scenario, it's the keeper who's protected because they're reaching out for the ball. It seemed the foul was called against Dini Watara. Will double check. He went for it. So we'll take a look at things in another angle. So there's a penalty called because Watara extended his knee or the foot too much there. It's in the motion, as we know, to extend your knee up high while going for the ball. But there's the extension of the foot. And Watara decked Usman guy. And in frustration, he volleyed the ball to the grandstand, I believe. Watara furious. It's a penalty again. He's being swarmed by players of Davao. Only 24 minutes in and we've seen drama. Chris Marcagnola did point to the spot. The foot was extended as we saw also. It seems Watara is going to get a yellow for his unsportsmanlike behavior also because he kicked the ball to the side. He has a yellow. He does not want to get a second one and sent off because in that situation, his team will be down to 10. Let's remember what happens if a goalkeeper gets sent off. A teammate will have to be subbed off for a goalkeeper on the bench. Miguel Abad and John Betania are the options for Davao, but we're only explaining the what ifs because Dino Watara's just on a yellow. It's a penalty, and you can say it's a gift given to Manila Digger. Even if Christmas is far from over. It's a penalty now. Who will be taking this one? Still goalless at this point, but things could change with a penalty. Watara did top the league in clean sheets last season. Chance of Sukol Aguilas from the Davao side. We did get to hear Diggers fans also cheer them on. But it's a penalty again. For those who just tuned in, Dini Watara extended his foot and decked Usman Guy. That's why it was a penalty. There was extracurricular action there. Second motion. Here's a signal. It's Guy stepping up. He is positioned outside of the goalkeeper box and using all of the space here to his advantage. We have the green light actually for a Guy to take that one. He is taking his sweet time and walks up. Here you go. The time continues to tick. A bit of the fake. Does not bury it because Dini Watara was there, as we've said. Well, Yuri Dalapo wants this on a counter already, but Dini's just holding it. What a scene here! Watara did get Davao into that hole, and he bailed them out. Well, we will say that was an ill-advised move from Dini Watara. Something we did not expect from a veteran football player in the Philippine football scene. And we are going to see a card from the looks of it. There you go. Let us confirm actually who did get a yellow. But is it potentially Jomaray Sapal from what we saw? It was quite too far at that point in time. But it will continue to go the way of Digger. Davao is escaping. Jordan Jarvis was down. Defensive header from Costa. Mane. He'll try to go for it from distance, but out. Watara to take his time here. We are only in the 28th minute of this game. And last Wednesday, Digger had quite the support here from their community. Boss Shosha of Manila Digger actually in the grandstand for this evening's game. Usman Guy got to secure Costa. Foul after foul. There's been plenty of those in this game. Played quickly now by the Aguilas. Dalapo. A bit of that push from Mane. No whistle there. Todong Villarreal was trying to soar again to come up with that one. But let's remember the wind is blowing from right to left as we've mentioned in the other games. And this one eventually rolls out for Benny Mokata. It's a goal kick to Watara. You'd see, of course, Davao gets spells of possession but would not be able to come up with quality spells of possession in the attacking third as opposed to what Manila Digger's been able to do so far. But let's remember the missed penalty. That definitely hurts for Digger. Watara gifted it to them. And Watara bailed out Davao after his ill-advised move. Cleared up by Ferrer Jr. The high Burat Lopez Mendy from Juf. No call. Nishoka. He's got Hussein on him. One man. Benny Mokata, the very heavy touch. Mane in the middle. Still playing it. Villarreal. Got it to Wamba Tafem. Mane. Has Costa. We could see he tried to sell that. Troy Limbo. Ran into Noy Felonco. Noy has gone all the way up. Nishoka. But there is no foul. Now it's both Shuosha and Digger. Furious. Costa. OJ Clarino. Lopez Mendy. He has Troy Limbo whom he can play. And it's exactly what he does. Limbo versus Jarvis. OJ. Hossein. Hossein saw, of course, or Hossein thought that, or Hossein and Clarino were not on the same page there. He wanted to return it to Clarino. Clarino thought he was going to play it forward to another player. We're going to see a yellow from the looks of it. Chris Bartagnola outside the technical area of Davao. And it is given to the goalkeeper coach of Davao. Maybe there's still some frustration from the Davao side, given that a penalty was awarded to Manila Tigger. But that penalty was no good. They did escape they did escape that one by the skin of their teeth. Throw in taken long. And it's been that type of game with fouls here, fouls there, fouls everywhere. Asong to Jarvis. Wide to Tarinko. And this ball is sent out with that clearance. Pelonco. Juve calling for it to stretch the defense. Wide to Ebarle. A chance to cross it in. Digger pushing their luck as a player of theirs took a fall inside the goalkeeper box. But it is a foul against them. That's why Davao will get a chance now. It's Wataru to take it. He has to remember that he has a yellow. They're playing against the wind here. When you talk about Davao, Digger playing with the wind in their favor. As it's Hossein now. And you saw what Kevin Benimukata did. Irking Hossein, who was down. Emotions getting the better of these players now. There's the reason why he would foul. And Hossein took a hit from Evene Mokata. There's been fouls everywhere, as we've mentioned. Let's remember, of course, or I think the players from both teams have to remember, fouls not the basis here to determine the winner of this game. Hossein wide. OJ Clarino up against Nishoka. And that wasn't really more of a bump. We saw shoulder to shoulder, or no intent to play the ball. But more of that intent to hit, hence the whistle from our referee. There's the bump that you see. With a clear intention to hit and not play the ball or go for the ball. Dalapo trying to get about 1.5 meters and bringing that ball forward in the free kick. But that is the spot, said referee Chris Martagnola. 10 minutes and change remaining until the halftime break. You're joining us on matchday.ph. This is Clara Manzani, your commentator for this one. Hardly got the gig in Cebu FC. The team's competing over at Talisay, Cebu. And that game of Cebu should be quite close to the end stages. Also, you can also catch that one on matchday.ph. Do subscribe if you haven't. This one will take time as expected, given all of these players are physical. The ball from Dalapo. Costa couldn't secure. They go for the scissors kick. But they couldn't connect for Villarreal. That's his game, as we know. And perhaps at times he wouldn't think about his safety. But that he is at the advanced level, we could say, with the arts. Asong got his back underway. OJ to Yuri. And Barley was fouled by Delapo this time around. And it's about making or utilizing these free kicks. Because as we've said, with both teams being very physical, they've also been committing a number of unnecessary fouls. And who knows, or don't be surprised if the winner here will be able to score off a free kick. Who will be able to score before the halftime break? Barle. Not the best of balls from him. But Dalapo secured. It's about 1 and 5 though, but it went to Lopez Mendy. And they play it out wide. Clarino versus Felonco. Tried to cross it early. That ball was too high for Troy Limbo, who cut inside. Wamba Tafem. Wamba Tafem hasn't really gotten going in this game. It's 7 minutes plus additional time remaining right here in the first 45. Digger ranked number 2 again. So they drop points that may give an opportunity for teams to catch up. Speaking of teams catching up, Davao right there, as we've said, playing catch up. But Lopez Mendy furious with that call against them. Asong to take his time. We did mention the men's national football team have that game coming up on March 25. It's a home game for the Philippines. The Filipinas will also be playing in the CFA International Women's Football Tournament in Yongchuang. They'll be playing against the likes of Thailand and China, just to name a few teams competing. Let's recall the Filipinas. Let's recall that the Filipinas did grace the MOA football pitch. That was last month. You did have an inter-squad game. It was great to see the new recruits mix it up actually with established members of the team. Sapal down, but went down or was not out as they're trying to win possession. And now it goes against Davao. The feet with Watara. 5 minutes remaining. That's before stoppage time again. Lopez Mendy has Jarvis on him. Costa wide to Dalapo. He'll try to be creative. Had to play it back to Clarino. Clever ball here. Sapal. I thought it was off of Sapal though. But our linesman, of course, with advantage point did say. Last touch, Modu Juf. No Paulo Bugas for Davao, let's remember. The players listed is not playing today. There's Gobalio, Diallo, Bugas, and Ganas not suiting up for Davao today. And just like that, Dodong Villarreal down, and then it's Hossein over at the half line. We'll try to get a replay of that one. Here's a look. There's the first one. Dodong Villarreal getting knocked down by Benny Mukata. And there was Hossein, and there was something that happened after that. 2 incidents. No cards, it seems. It'll be a free kick. There's the first one. And we got to see Hossein get floored also. I think he was just trying to sell it. It's Dalapo to whip in the ball. Sent it with his right. And Asong got it right before Sapal could get any touch. Long ball off of Ferrer Jr. Limbo up against Wamba Tafem. Sorry, Limbo doing well to keep it Davao's way. And Barle dispossessing the Lapo. Butterfingers from OJ Clarino. You could hear the scream from him because it was loose. So that will be a retake. And from our judgment, that was unintentional. It's an accident. Perhaps the ball was also slippery. Davao staff, we're thinking about wiping that ball with a towel. There you go. Clarino got his expected distance more or less. Lopez Bendy got to flick it to Juf though. Over to Wamba Tafem. Moru Mane. Wamba Tafem. The defensive header from OJ. Nishoka to chase and keep it here in the attacking half or attacking third even. Seconds away from getting additional time. Usman Guy couldn't thread the needle. And then this one knocked back by Guy. You love Guy's confidence with Aso. And with that, they get to reset. Now it's a long ball. They wanted to change things up. Costa getting it away, Modo Mane. And his teammates got to win it. Lopez Mendy. It'll still stay with Mendy, the captain of Davao, and his crew. 5 minutes of additional time as confirmed by our fourth official, KB Nanyola. And there you see it, OJ Clarino giving a wipe to the ball.
Play time, 5 minutes.
Hossein tried to get it their attacking way, but it's out. Great presence of mind from Dean Ibarra just to let it go. Just to let it go. Will either side be able to sneak in a goal before the halftime break? We'll let them do the answering. We're just sitting down and enjoying the action in what has been a physical and emotional game. As there is a yellow given. That's to Kevin Benemukata. They've been going for that as of late. When we talk about The attacking players of Digger and Dini Watara. Let's remember Dini Watara extended his foot. Hit Usman Guy. And Watara bailed his team out from the mistake he made. Conceded a penalty as the goalkeeper. That's because he did extend his foot. Yes, that's correct. That was too much extension. And then Watara came up with a penalty save. That's why they're goalless at the moment. Davao escaping that one earlier. But you've got to rule that chance for Digger. Drilled forward by Guy. Off target. Some frustration from Kevin Abene Mokata, as you see. Dini Watara, the intention to waste time, taking the goal kick the other way. Watara cannot afford to get another yellow here. We will say his yellow is already irresponsible because he volley kicked the ball away when play was stopped after he committed that foul and conceded a penalty himself. But we didn't mention it's a physical, emotional game. Whoever stays calm and composed here will get the win, that's for sure. But still goalless, but you gotta applaud the way these teams have been giving their all, putting up a show. Everyone enjoying this, people at the Binyan Football Stadium grandstand and our roadside crew. If there's the roadside crew we can watch for free in Binyan, there's the bleachers in Rizal Memorial where we played many of our first half games. Wamba Tafim trying to connect with Guy, shoots! Dini Watara's positioning was superb there. That ball had some serious power. There was Wamba Tafim being graceful with the ball. And great ball control too from Usman Guy. Great positioning from Dini Watara. It's Guy. Tanico's trying to win it in the middle. They get it to Costa. Just blowing by Felonco. Mauro Mane had to hustle back to support. Digger did get numbers back. Their defense got to recover. Less than a minute remaining until we head to the halftime break. We're not so sure, but Ferrer just stopped playing there, maybe with the air pressure of the ball, but you have to play to the whistle. And with just that, because of that spell earlier, possession was yielded to Digger. And what is the issue here? Does Ferrer have blood as he's being taken out of the game? That may be the reason why. Oh, and it is because his shin. Not his shin. When he's bleeding right at his eye. So you have to question because Ferrer wanted to stop play when the ball was with him. But Digger opted to intercept it from him. Fair play is an unwritten rule, but you expect some ethics also in situations like that in stopping the game by putting the ball out. Although fair play is not mandatory, but you expect players, of course, to do the right thing. There's also blood on the shirt of Ferrer. I also believe his shin has blood, but the concern here is the bleeding on his face. We're past the 5th minute already right here. This could be the last kick of the game. There's blood in that stained shirt of Nicolas Ferrer Jr. Here's the signal. Pelonco put it into the goalkeeper box. Benemokata, perhaps too many touches. The shot taken. And there's a collision between Villarreal. He got in the way of Osman Guy. Well, that's enough because it is the halftime break right here. Dini Watara down on the pitch. Watara is up and appears to be okay, but we are goalless at the half. But let's remember the foul conceded by Watara. But he did save the penalty. That's why it's goalless as we head over to the break. Back here, and we're about to kick off the second half of your Philippines Football League action. It is between Manila Digger FC and Davao Aguilas UMak FC. Davao ready to kick off the second half already, but Manila Digger have not yet made their way back to the pitch. And things taking longer. And from the international PFL, but if a team is delayed when it comes to heading back to the pitch, that could be a fine. But here's Manila Digger off camera, but they are right below the center of the grandstand. They're making their way back to the pitch, but of course, Digger, the unhappy camp, because they could not capitalize on a penalty kick earlier, as you saw in the highlights. And Dini Watara got Davao into that mess, let's objectively say. Because while going for the ball that was played into his 6-yard box, he extended his boot to hit Usman Guy, but eventually there's a penalty awarded because of that infraction. And after that, there's the penalty that Watara saved. And after all, he was a top goalkeeper last season. Let's take a look at the exact numbers. And Dini Watara was actually the best goalkeeper last season with 9 clean sheets. Pretty much the runaway because he had 9 as opposed to the 7 of the number 2 goalkeeper in that campaign in Walid Biru of KIFC Iloilo. But Kevin Ibene Mokata got this second half underway. Manila Digger in their yellow stockings and shirts and in black shorts. Davao Aguilas UMak in all white with some red trim, as you could see. As Digger playing from left to right, Davao playing from right to left, currently behind the ball. This is Clara Manzan, your commentator for this game. So glad you could join us on matchday.ph. Ibene Mokata, he was being held on to by Miggy Clarino. Clarino not shying away from the challenge. We got to see some changes. We'll try to confirm it actually, but Victor Cabral Victor Ferreira did enter for Davao. Sapal, one of the players who stepped off. One foreigner in, one foreigner out. We'll try to confirm it. We have yet to get an update from the LGC down on the ground, but here's this header that was definitely off. Dini Watara will resume this with his goal kick. It's been a physical game, as we've said. And in my opinion, overly physical from the teams here. Off of Juan Batafa, and we saw the shove from behind by Victor Ferreira. And this is just like a volcano waiting to erupt when you talk about tensions. It was hit wide. Moru Mane. Dylan. Shot from Usman Guy. Took a deflection. It was saved though by Watara. But Digger growing into this game, getting some shots. Boss and Coach Basliu getting into it. The assistant, or he's approving of that effort. He's the assistant of Coach Kim Versales. Watara the long ball. Tanico got it to Felonco. Felonco, his pocket picked by Troy Limbo. Cabral or Ferreira. Morumane in the middle. Wide to Juan Batafem. He did well to connect. Here's the cross from Dylan. Going for the back. Nishoka to the center. Off the head of Dodong. Guy. Nishoka. Mane to Nishoka. Digger looking dangerous here. Juf to Ebarle. The skipper. Try to send it forward. Mane versus Villarreal. The cross whipped in. The header! That one had some power behind it, but Ouattara easily saved it. Here's another look at that save of Dini Ouattara. And as we resume, it's Davao unable to connect a number of times already. It's Digger playing this game to their liking. Asong from Juf. It's great to see a talent like Mike Asong back in the PFL. Juan Batafem asking for it. Cabral poked it. Taninko to chase. Jarvis. Ferrer Jr. He's okay after taking or getting a wound in his face or a cut. Pereira. Sige Taninko gets it. Plays one, Batafem released. Bene Mukata. And Dodong Villarreal doing Dodong Villarreal things. Here's what we were mentioning. Juan Batafem released it on time. Played a quality ball or a promising ball. As Dodong Villarreal brought out his bouncer or enforcer card. Dini Ouattara will have to be careful because he has a yellow and got warned for time wasting already. Let's remember it's goalless because Ouattara saved the penalty, which he conceded on his own. Let's remember, Manila Diggers playing an all-Filipino backline here. And it's been quite a game here. The throw in. Taking quite some time, but Ouattara appears to be down and is shaken up. This is pain indeed that will deem him unable to continue. You have to be concerned because he is a top quality goalkeeper. There's two goalkeepers in the bench for Davao though, just in case. There's Miguel Abada, a former UST Golden Booter. There's also John Betano, who's from Minjola, or was formerly with Minjola. Here's a look at some of the highlights as of late. There's the shot from Usman Guy, appeared to take a deflection, but Dini Ouattara was up to the task. Then a quality ball from Ebarle. But Dini putting in the work as of late. Ferrer Jr. chested by Gabriel Costa. Troy Limbo got beaten by Usman Guy. Throw-in was taken quickly. Pelonco. The intention was to knock it there for the Ebarle to go forward, but it is with Talapo. Dribbling through. Slicing the defense. But that ball had too much speed as he was trying to get it to Costa. Here's the cross. Ouattara again. And Ouattara continuing to show he's in some considerable amount of pain. Well, let's also put it this way. If Dini is in pain, well, play cannot be stopped every 5 minutes if he is. Or play cannot be stopped every 5 minutes for him to get treatment. Because we are only 8 minutes into the second half. No, it's the ankle. Earlier there was the thigh. Time to continues to tick though. Bataras had quite a game. Just a chat here between Juve and Lopez Mendy. Lopez Mendy has been in the Philippines for a very considerable time already. And we got to see it is 3-0 at or 3-0 at full time. Cebu did get the win over Maharlika. We're aware that the Dynamic Herb Sports Stadium is a fortress for the Gentle Giants. Wide to Limbo. Taninko was victorious but couldn't keep it inside. Diggers fans are applauding of that effort though, the hustle from Ziggy. Still throw in for Davao. Well, they're the team that's been struggling a bit in the second half. Pelonco, Guy. Ferrer, as expected with his hard-nosed play. Hussein got beaten. Well, Digger just give it away. Watara with a long ball shows he's okay. And it's just cleared off because there is Lopez Mendy making a run for it and hoping to pounce. Modu Mane. Couldn't get it to Guy. Lopez Mendy to Costa. And Ferreira is down on the pitch. Rather than out the ball, they just held it at the back to allow Ferreira or give Ferreira time to get up. Dalapo. Taking on Ibarle. I beg your pardon. There's also a change with Chun Soo Moon entering the game. But we did not get any confirmation down on the ground from the radio. Because as you know how it works with the broadcast panel, our team is in communication with the radio with the coordinators down on the ground. That is how we had issues earlier in confirming the second goal scorer of Stallion. Do bear with us. So Chun Soo Moon actually did replace OJ Clarino. Thanks, Jarvis. Knocked it back. Asong will return it to Jordan. Jarvis came up with a big goal for Digger in that win of theirs versus One Taguig. The lone goal as he scored off a corner kick. And when I recall correctly, it was off a Ziggy Taninko assist. Chun Soo Moon. Tini. Flirting with danger because there was Kenji Nishoka was making a run for that. Bene Mukata. Ferreira. Wamba Tafem inside. What a well-timed stop. Fantastic corridor from Dylan, but lost it. Mickey did get to clear it. Usman Guy gets it, keeps it in. Not the case. The flag was raised already. Coach Aber loving the effort though in driving on his team. There's the effort at the back. They need to translate that over to the midfield and the attacking end. We've seen that from Manila Digger already. Juf to Ebarle. Asong. Moto Juf. He dedicated his man of the match performance to his mother, as he said in the interview post-game. That was last Wednesday when Digger defeated Kaya. We will see one more Manila Digger Kaya FC Iloilo game. Don't you forget. Miggy taking a hard fall here up against Kevin Ebenemokata. Let's also see how long Ebenemokata will last in this game, because we've noticed he'd often get subbed out. But Digger do have a deep team, as we know. Off of Lopez Mendy. Moon. Hussein. Kai. It's been a chaotic pace to this game. Todong. Ferrer Jr. That's two enforcers, come to think of it. So the Aguilas actually started the game with two enforcers in Villarreal and Ferrer, and with the Clarino brothers. Fantastic turning control from Guy. Wamba Tafem slithering through the traffic. Miggy. Modo Mane. A slide from Costa. Something you do not see from him often. Digger opting for the left now. Will they cross? Things are overly physical there against Hussein. That's why it's a foul. But Gabriel Costa is also down in the center of the pitch. But this is the reason why there's a foul. But as expected, Nishoka back on his feet. This will be a corner kick, not a corner kick, but a free kick from out wide. A number of Davao players have hit the pitch already from supposed injury. But if it's Davao, Gabriel Costa, as we know, is built tough. They need him in this game, a crucial one. We are only 16 minutes into the second half, but it's been that frantic pace here from our two teams. Goalless at the moment. But we cannot, or we have to keep emphasizing that. Dini Watara did concede a penalty earlier after extending his foot, but it was a foul that he committed. He was extending his foot while trying to save the ball and fouled Usman Guy. He got them into that scenario earlier, and then he saved the penalty. But you cannot afford to play fire like that. But because of that, that's a chance that went begging for Digger. They want it back. That's for sure. But it's goalless. It's all to play for now. And we have seen a hefty number of long stoppages in this game. It's a game of attrition between the two teams. There's just too much contact and physicality inside the goalkeeper box. That's why we cannot even resume play now. This one is whipped in, the defensive header from Hossein. Davao down to 10 players temporarily. Gabriel Costa on the sidelines and should enter in a bit. Now it seems that Gabriel Costa will have to get subbed off in this game. Or subbed off from the game. He cannot continue. It's his foot or ankle bothering him. Cartalarok set to enter. Modumane! It took a number of bounces. But easily into the gloves of Dini Watara. Dini knew it was off from the get-go. Well, we have this sub first. Costa will step off for Talarok. That's a big blow to the attack of Davao. But we mentioned it's a physical game.
Substitution for Davao, Aguilas.
Here's the shot of Mane, definitely framed.
Player number 9, Gabriel Costa Goncalves, replaced by player number 13, Kyle Talaro.
Jarvis. And Benemokata. He's dropped down now to help out. Felonco to Juf. Felonco as that hybrid stopper, the holding midfielder. He's drifted now and is into the left and right are his center backs. Mane. Bodies flying everywhere. "25 minutes and change remaining until stoppage time. Plenty of football. It's been Digger primarily in control in the second half. Felonco to Juf. They're playing it long to Mane. The flag is up though. We'll need to see that a little bit earlier to time or determine if offside. But of course, our referees have that our referees had the vantage point to make that call. Chun Soo Moon will get this game going once more from the back. Yashoka. Flag is up again here. That's two calls or two consecutive offsides already against Digger. That's why Davao get it going now. Throw in down the line. Ferreira, Wamba Tafem. Dalapo. They got to cover good ground. There was Cartalarok also in the overlap. Dalapo was stopped. And quickly here, Usman Guy. Morumane to Iberi Mukata. The burst here of pace. But it's Watara to the rescue. Here's a look at that. And Dodong Villarreal got to poke it, but it was not enough. Watara had to come up with the save. Here's the volley to kickstart the attack. Off the head of Lopez Mendy. No teammate up front though. That's why it's easily with Asong. Y2 Taninko. Playing one Batafem versus Ferrer. The cross. Hossein the stop. Taninko. Referee took no interest there. Troy Limbo. Taninko back on his feet. Lopez Mendy to Talarok. Played too, or put too much speed here. But there was Chun Sumun saying that he was on the other side along with Dalapo in particular, who was wide. Well, with the form of Manila Digger, they did rack up wins. The 10-0 win versus Menjola, the 2-1 win versus Cebu in what is also a heated game. The 7-1 win versus the youth national team. A 1-0 upset loss to Maharlika Taguig. And then this bounce back victory of theirs last Wednesday versus Kai FC Iloilo. That's their form in their last 5 games. Here's the shove from Hussein, hence there is that foul committed, or the foul called against him. But with the last 5 games of Davao, they did fall to Loyola FC 1-0. And then bounce back to defeat Kaya. That is right, they ended Kaya's unbeaten run in local play at 42 consecutive games. And then furthermore, Davao defeated Taguig 2-0 as it's with Watara again. And after defeating Taguig 2-0 behind the goals of Gabriel Costa and Robert Lopez Mendy, they did defeat Maharlika 4-0. Right after that, it was a draw versus Stallion Laguna. 1-1 draw. Abraham Placito scored for Stallion. Davao did get a goal behind Gabriel Costa, which is a penalty. Less than 20 minutes remaining until additional time. It's Manila Digger in yellow and black. Davao in all white. Mane. Wamba Tafem. Moon. Watara. Didn't get distance. The shot was blocked by Victor Pereira. Pelonco. Juve to Taninko. Trying to play Benny Mukata. I believe that was a handball that they called, but we could overhear, or things are inaudible, we could overhear the Davao technical area. Coach Evers furious. And Noy Pelonco is down, as you see. Eric Gigantos also waiting in the wings. He may enter for a player. It's a bit of that cold spray, or also magic spray, as some people popularly call it. Time being taken off the clock. We've seen many stoppages in this game. It's been a game of attrition between the two. But you have to feel for Manila Digger. Why? Because they did get that penalty denied by Dini Watara. A penalty that Dini Watara gifted himself, as we've said. Now here's the change. Kenji Nishoka will step off for Eric Giganto. Eric Giganto led the league again in assists after the first half, or over the holiday break. Will Eric Gigan to be the answer here?
Kenji Ishioka, replaced by player number 13, Eric Giganto.
Ferreira. Troy Limbo. Davao unable to get possession. That's been the case in this half. Now, will they grind it out as they always do? Let's remember they changed their identity or that style of play over the holiday season. When we say that, of course, that's with them changing personnel. We did notice that squad of Davao right before the holiday break was very talented on paper, but it seems they could not get things going their way. This team, of course, seems to have more chemistry, although on paper not as talented as that squad in the 2024 half of this season. Jarvis. Ferrer Jr. jumping over one but Tafem to clear that. Ferreira. Felonco. Ebene Mokata. Guy to one but Tafem. The defense here recovering quickly. Dylan, low cross or cut back. Morumane. A shot on target but denied or easily picked up by Watara again. Usman guy on the ground. No signal from our referee. Cartalarok wide to Troy Limbo. Can they keep it in? Not the case. Frustration there from them. Those subs made by our coaches could just spell the difference in this game. Morumane, Wamba Tafem gave it back. But a stop from Villarreal. Cartalarok. Losing it to Dylan Wamba Tafem. Give it to Usman Guy. Clever stuff. Fantastic ball control. Ebene Mokata being locked down by Moon. The Guy's ball was easily stopped by Troy Limbo, who was in its path. Taninko to Guy. Mane! Watara again with the stop. It's going to be a corner here from the looks of it. There was the give and go. And Watara getting the stop here with his lower body. Not with his hands there. Barley, but played it to Taninko. He'll cross it. Watara got into a collision. It's a foul that will go his way. And we are expecting a card. There you go. Who is it against, though? Against Miggy Clarino? We wonder, though, because it was Dini Watara who hit the floor. Oh, there was a bit of that. There was the body check. There's a yellow given. It's possession for Davao. And that was a yellow card given against Manila Digger. Modo Mane was booked. Ferreira couldn't get that. Now he does. And in that bid to move forward, Davao get fouled in the half or close to the half line in the midfield. That seemed like a late call from Chris Mark Nanyola. A handball. It's Digger possession now. Modu Juve gets it at the back. Guy. They could play it wide to Taninko. But Modu Mane was hit while trying to play that ball forward. Played short here. Taninko. Jarvis. But it was collected by Hussein. No foul there. Dodong the clearance. But Jarvis and Filongo could not secure. That's why it's with Dalapo. Getting it forward. Troy Limbo, the heavy touch. He's in disbelief. That was not a shot, but a chance gone begging. But it's with Lopez Mendy. That's why they signed him up. Robert Lopez Mendy took a fall. But Jarvis extended his boot. What is the call? It's a goal kick to Asong. But that was not Dalapo, but it was Kart Talarok. We were talking about the player who set up Troy Limbo right there. Not Dalapo. It appears to be Kart on the replay. And Benny Mukata. Todong clears it right before Watara has to go for it. The keeper will appreciate that effort. Ferreira. Dalapo. Hussein. Lopez Mendy. This one rolls out. I didn't go for Lopez Mendy. Dylan De Bruyker is also about to enter the game. He could bring in that much needed stability on the Digger attack. Let's recall Dylan De Bruyker scored in his comeback game already. He's been away from the game from some time due to injury. He did get his welcome back already. The long ball to Chested. Offside is the call. The flag is up. Here's an interesting change. Well, not exactly an interesting change, but it was Kevin Ebenemukata who stepped off for De Bruyker. Interesting. We were expecting a like-for-like change, possibly. But we know that Ebenemukata is a player who would often get subbed before the end game. I believe Coach Abner wanted a foul. And they eventually get the number they dialed there. Still goalless, and we are geared up for a finish here. It's been a nail-biting game from the get-go. A physical game, too. Oh, there was a hit from Clarino, it seems. Caught right on the camera. Troy Limbo. This one played long. Usman Guy was now moved to the moved up front. We would like to say actually that with this game being a little messy, it favors Davao. But as much as we're saying it is a messy game in favors Davao, Davao do not essentially have any or have very minimal chances forward. It's been mainly Digger getting shots on target. Six minutes and change remaining right here. Earlier, as we said, it was a 2-all draw between Loyola and Stallion. Finn McDaniel and Ricky Senja back the 2 goals of Laguna, who did lead twice. Loyola were caught playing catch up. Koki Narita did score to level it at 1-1. But Rico Andes made it 2-all off the Francis Tacardon assist. And because of that, let's also plug in the result of Cebu earlier. Cebu and Stallion are tied now for number 4. But goal difference slightly favors Laguna. Let's also look at what will happen if this game ends goalless the way we started. But that is correct. Stallion Laguna with 24 points. Same with Cebu. As here's the shot from distance from Dalapo. Asong got to meet it well. His positioning did the job. Fantastic control from Usman Guy. It's wide to Modu Mane. The cross. De Bruyker. Oh my goodness. Dylan De Bruyker. We already gave you a welcome back. Can we say welcome back again to the football scene? My oh my! Off the bench, Dylan De Bruyker with the heroics. And that could just be the difference in this game. And here was the stop. Dylan chested it, took it, chested it and blasted it. Not exactly blast, but it was a looping ball. Taking it with his right, 2 touches the chest, and then the shot with his right. Sensational stuff from the former Philippines Youth International. You love that from Chun Soo Moon from Davao, telling them, head up, beat. Asong chests this. He's keen on wasting time. And Dylan De Bruyker, not just a former Philippines Youth International, a former Philippines International himself with 7 caps. This one headed. Ferrer. The intention here to waste time from Digger now that they lead this game. We are still shell-shocked from that goal from Dylan De Bruyker. He's given us bangers. Even years back, he hasn't lost it. He didn't lose it. Off of Chun Soo Moon. And then a whistle here. Going the way of Digger. Dylan Wambatafam re-enters the game. As we mentioned last time, Dylan De Broeker scored his second goal of the season here. He joined Digger in that transfer window. He scored against the youth national team in his first game back after a knee injury. Scores here, a big one. But as we mentioned, it's now Digger. Keen on wasting time now that they are in the lead. Chun Soo Moon. When it comes to time wasting, we say that will be done by whoever's in the lead. We're just being objective here. "35 seconds away until additional time. And there's a second ball on the pitch. Watara resumes this. Let's remember that Digger got a penalty denied earlier also. But they get the lead. You gotta say that's to the relief, or to their relief. Talarok. 7 minutes of additional time. As fourth official KB Nanyola confirmed to us.
Additional play time, 7 minutes.
That's 7 minutes. That's an eternity for Digger, who are defending. That'll blow by quick for Davao, who are desperate to mount a comeback. Hossein to chase. You could hear the coaches. Assistant Coach Basliu to Coach Kim Versales of Digger did say to Wambatafem, leave it. Ferrer Jr. to look for Lopez Mendy. Ferrer to Lopez Mendy. A fake. There's Jordan Jarvis taking this on target. Into the bottom corner. That lacking power. Asong with the volley to the half line. It's been an intense game. We've had some scuffles too. Oftentimes, you can even say in this game that just committing fouls seemed like the priority at times also by these two teams. Precious seconds are being burned off the clock. The time continues to tick. Jarvis played it forward. There's also a sub where Elias will enter the game. We couldn't play to Troy Limbo. Davao desperate for a goal. Ferreira. Chun Soo Moon. What a season it has been, let's put it that way. We've seen plenty of close games like this. Quality teams here. And I think it was because of that foul earlier, a handball. But Elias will enter the game. And Dylan Wambatafem will step off. There's a midfielder in for another midfielder. Wambatafem taking his time to exit the pitch.
Substitution for Manila Digger.
What a shift from Dylan Wambatafem also. What a shift from everyone here.
Dylan Wambatafem, replaced by player number 8, Elias Ogbu.
Chun Soo Moon getting it their attacking direction. Eric Giganto trying to lock down Talapo. Not Talapo, but Cart. I beg your pardon, given that they're wearing both wearing long sleeves. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Todong Villarreal driving his team on, telling them to go all out. A warning given to Mike Hasong for time wasting. We saw this also from Dini Watara earlier in the first half. Hasong getting distance, but it is out. It will go to Davao. We didn't mention it was Digger in control coming out of the halftime break. Watara could not send it completely. Osman Guy changed it up with his presence. De Bruyker, the goal scorer this evening. The Digger side, of course, enjoying this game. There's the tension from the Davao side in contrast. And Digger win it at the back. Giganto couldn't exactly get it forward, but Giganto and Dine Barles team effort at the corner flag did get that ball away from the attacking zone. Davao desperate for an equalizer. And Ferrer just gifted it to Guy. Morumane. Still with Mane. He's got two on him. Got to split them before Miggy Clarino could clear that. But there may be a foul. Not outside, but there is a foul. Tremendous stuff from Modo Mane. And there's the holding from Pereira. Hence the foul. And Modo Mane will look to maximize this to take time away from the clock. Less than 40 seconds remaining until we hit the 7th minute. And you can even say Ziggy Taninko put the ball back by about a meter or so. Perhaps for a better angle because the foul was committed a little closer to the edge of the penalty area. But this is from Ziggy Taninko County. The leader in assists this season so far. Usman Guy will take time away from the clock. Wins it, escapes somehow. Ferreira, now he's the man being pressured, and then it's poked away by Digger. As we are past the 7th minute already. Ferreira. Let's remember Davao had to sub off Gabriel Costa from what appeared to be a problem with his foot. That hurt them long term as Eric Giganto just took the shot that was off and sent his apologies. Execution, of course, could have been better. But there is the full-time whistle here to the delight of the Manila Digger squad and their fans in attendance. Smiles from Eric Giganto and Modo Mane. A big win, a grinded-out win. Davao, as they do, knocked their opponent off or knocked them out of their game. Digger had to grind it out. They got things going their way after a bit. But they eventually got that breakthrough goal. Thanks to Dylan De Bruyker, the former Philippines international. Massive. This is not the welcome back goal of Dylan De Bruyker. As we mentioned, he did score in his return or in his first game back. That was against the youth national team. But this one has to be sensational. The lone goal of the game winner.
Davao, Aguilas, UMak, FC, near.
But the
We thank you all for
sportsmanship at the end of the day, that's what you gotta love.
Philippines Football League Facebook page and the official
But with
PFL
this result
website.
of Manila Digger, let's take a look at our table real quick.
For more details on the Philippines Football League 2024-25.
And it is 1-0 for Manila Digger, as we see. And Dylan De Broeker is our man of the match. He just made the difference in this game. And Manila Digger back on top of the table, but have a game on hand here again versus Kaya FC Iloilo. My congratulations to Dylan De Broeker for on your man of the match performance and your return season again in the PFL. Confirmation once more of our score. Dylan De Broeker is our man of the match. And we'll sign off from this game. It is also a clean sheet to Mike Asong. But a big thank you in behalf of our entire team right here. This is Clara Manzano, your commentator for this day. And it ends again 1-0 for Manila Digger over Davao Aguilas FC. And also, of course, thank you for tuning in on matchday.ph. And it's goodbye for now, or it's not goodbye, but we'll see you later, of course, in the next match day.
Ayun, pwede na. Para ano naman eh.